Minnesota Vikings do need some help at cornerback, and earlier today we talked about the Vikings just moving all the way up for Jeffrey Okudah. Probably not going to happen, but talking about some more realistic cornerback prospects, especially on late day one, early day two. Enter Bryce Hall from the Virginia Cavaliers. Who's going on? So let's talk about the man from Virginia today. 6'1", 202-pound senior. Was a former two-star recruit coming out of Harrisburg, PA. Was part of Bronco Mendenhall's first recruiting class in 2016 after he came over from BYU. Played right away as a true freshman for the Cavs, starting 7 games in 2016, recording 5 pass breakups, as well as 2 interceptions. But his real breakout season, I'm good at English, came in 2018. Started 13 games, had 39 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 picks, partridge in a pear tree, and an astounding 21 passes broken up. Because you think after you get like 10 in 5 games, they'd stop throwing at him. But no, dude was just a machine. He was PFF's number 2 graded cornerback in all of the nation at a 91.3 grade, and was named first team All ACC as well as second team All American. I think it's pretty good, right? So you probably could have come out for the draft, but he returned for his senior season, despite the projections of him being probably a first-round pick. But he wanted to finish his degree. Also, he wanted to work on his game a little bit. Of course, Virginia is a premier academic establishment, so got to respect that. Football-wise, his senior season 2019, struggled through the first 5 games of the season before suffering a season-ending left ankle injury in the 6th game in October that required surgery, ended his season. Also is hampering some of his draft season workout stuff. So all the hype on Hall, that's why it's been relatively mum. Like a lot of other cornerbacks, Okudah and some of the other guys are getting a lot more hype because you look at Hall, no Senior Bowl, no running at the combine, did do bench press, whatever, and TBD what he's going to be able to do at Virginia's Pro Day on April 8th, which is about a month from now. So I actually think that he could be in store for a draft day slide. I think it's going to benefit the Vikings because obviously if he's fully healthy, played great as a senior, I think he would be cornerback 2 in this class behind Okudah, go in the first round, probably top 15. Now in a pretty damn decent cornerback class, he could be 8th, 9th, 10th off the board. He could fall deep into the second round, perhaps all the way down to 58, where the Vikings are just sitting, lurking in the second round. Because now Hall is the type of cornerback who is much better suited in zone, looking at more cover 3, cover 1 stuff. He's not like Okudah. He's not the man-to-man, belt buckle to belt buckle, set it and forget it cornerback guy. That's just not his game. But this could be kismet, as Zimmer has been employing more and more zone in his scheme over the past 2 years. Now, this could be a chicken or egg spot. Is he switching up his philosophy, or is he having to compensate for how his personnel has developed the last 2 years, especially Xavier Rhodes? Now, I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that Zimmer's defense has been falling apart since he's starting to play more zone. I don't think that's fair. I mean, Seattle had one of the most dominant defenses in the NFL for nearly half a decade and played almost exclusively cover 3, so get out of here. But with Hall, kid's a leader. I think is going to be a future captain wherever he lands in this league. A super mature, super high character guy. And depending on what happens in free agency, I think that if Bryce Hall was taken by the Vikings, I think he could be competing for a starting job right away. Because say the Vikings do resign Mac Alexander, which would be my preference. They cut Xavier Rhodes, they let Trey Waynes walk in free agency. So then you have Mac, you have Hughes, you have Holton Hill, you have Bryce Hall. Then also you have Chris Boyd and Nate Metters competing. It's an okay cornerback room. It certainly is a stark difference from last year, and you are in a soft reboot. But I do like Bryce Hall's chances to eventually move up, get some playing time, and do pretty well. Even though I think that Zimmer would employ a quasi cornerback rotation like he did towards the end of last year. So if the draft falls the way that it sort of projects at this point, I would love if the Vikings grabbed a left tackle of the future in the first round, and then it would be an absolute slam dunk, fist pump, snap call if Bryce Hall is there in the second round. Now, still, Todd McShay, Mel Kipers of the world still have him projected as a first round pick. In fact, I think one of them had them projecting Bryce Hall to the Vikings at 25. I don't necessarily buy it at this point. I think teams will knock him down due to injury as well as a pretty meh start to 2019. Also, other cornerbacks are overlapping him in the underwear Olympic season, so that certainly doesn't hurt. But also, the fact that he may not be ready for OTAs or potentially part of training camp, I think teams will hold that against him as well. So I think he is going to slide a little bit on draft day. But from what we've seen of his upside, 2018 could make an argument he was the best cornerback in all college football. I'll take that chance in the second round. Let's go. All right, your thoughts. Bryce Hall of Virginia coming to the Minnesota Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.